A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Martin Satyanesan. Let's start off with a look at your headlines for this afternoon. 35 state ministers and 3 deputy ministers sworn in. President addressing the newly sworn-in ministers emphasizes that they have been vested with responsibilities and not with rewards. Prevailing showery condition to enhance in north and eastern provinces. 41 dead from incessant rains in Congo. First up in your weather news, according to the Met Department, the prevailing showery condition in the north and the eastern province will enhance from today due to the northeast monsoon that is gradually establishing in the country. In your other local news, an individual was arrested for the alleged possession of Kerala ganja in Buttala, Monaragala.
The stock of Kerala ganja was taken into police custody following a search carried out by a group of traffic police officers who were engaged in duty at the Burutta junction in Buttala. 9 kgs of Kerala ganja was taken to police custody. A 46-year-old suspect was arrested and he is a resident of Emblepitia. Police further noted the suspect had made attempts to bribe the police with 900,000 rupees. Police are conducting further investigations into the incident while the suspect is due to be produced before the Vellavaya Magistrate Court.
6 people were injured following an accident that occurred at the Uyandan area along the Kurunagala-Ridiyagama road. The tragic incident that had occurred when a van transporting a group of workers attached to a garment factory.
The accident had occurred when a van travelling from Kurunagala to Ridiyagama collided with a car travelling in the same direction. Police suspect the accident had occurred as a result of speeding. The injured are currently receiving treatment at the Kurunagala Teaching Hospital, while the hospital sources say one of the injured is in critical condition.
Estate workers from 80 estates in Mausakele, Muskelia engaged in a protest yesterday. The estate workers engaged in the protest, citing even though a collective agreement was reached to increase the salary of the estate workers by 25%, it has been provided as an allowance instead of adding it to their basic salary. The estate workers requested the 25% increase in the salary to be included to their basic salary. Our correspondent said workers from 80 estates attached to the Muskelia plantations engaged in the protest. This protest is not against the politicians and the officials at the estates. We are protesting against the injustice caused to us. Residents of the Usmiti colony in Bambarawana are severely inconvenienced due to the lack of a proper road to fulfill their travel needs.
Over 25 families reside in the village. Their main livelihood is tea plantation. Residents have to travel over 2 kilometers from the village to Bambarawana using this road. To fulfill their necessities, the residents have to travel over 15 kilometers to Pitigala using this dilapidated road. Residents of this area said the roads have not been reconstructed for over 20 years. Even though the relevant authorities were informed in this regard, no action has been taken yet. The only request that the residents make is that the road be reconstructed as soon as possible.
3 deputy ministers and 35 state ministers were sworn in before President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today. The event that took place at the Presidential Secretariat also saw the attendance of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa and a number of other politicians. Chamal Rajapaksa, State Minister of Defence; Vasudeva Nanayakara, State Minister of Water Resources Management; Gamini Lukage was sworn in as the State Minister of Urban Development; Mahinda Yapa Abewardena, State Minister of Irrigation and Rural Development; John Senaviratna, State Minister of Economic Policy Development; SP Disanayaka, State Minister of Land and Land Development; Mahinda Samarasinghe, State Minister of State Administration and Internal Affairs; CB Ratnayaka, State Minister of Railway Services; Lakshman Yapa Abewardena, State Minister of Information and Communication Technology; Susanta Punchinilame, State Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development; Anura Priyadarshana Yapa, State Minister of Internal Trade and Consumer Welfare; Susil Premajayantha, State Minister of Foreign Affairs. Priyanka Jayaratne, State Minister of Indigenous Medicine. Ranjit Siambalapitiya, State Minister of Education Services. Mahindananda Alutgamage, State Minister of Electricity. Duminda Disanayaka, State Minister of Youth Affairs. Rohit Abe Gunawardena, State Minister of Energy. Dayasiri Jayasekara, State Minister of Industry. Lasantha Alagewanna, State Minister of State Management and Public Accounts. Kehele Rambukwella, State Minister of Investment Promotion. Arundika Fernando, State Minister of Tourism Promotion. Tilanga Sumatipala, State Minister of Technology and Innovations. Mohan Priyadarshana De Silva, State Minister of Human Rights and Legal Reforms. Vijita Beraguda, State Minister of Women's and Children's Affairs. Roshan Ranasinghe, State Minister of Mahavalley Development. Janaka Wakumura, State Minister of Export Agriculture. Vidura Vikramanayaka, State Minister of Agriculture. Shehan Semasinghe, State Minister of Development Banks and Loan Schemes. Kanaka Herath, State Minister of Port Development. Dilum Amunugama, State Minister of Transport Services Management. Lohan Ratwata, State Minister of Road Development. Vimalavira Disanayaka, State Minister of Wildlife Resources. Jayanta Samaravira, State Minister of Environment. Sanat Nishanta, State Minister of Fisheries. Taraka Balasuriya, State Minister of Social Security. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa requested all state and deputy ministers who were sworn in today to fulfill responsibilities vested upon them towards the development of the nation.
අපි මේ ලැබපු තනතුරු වරප්‍රසාද නෙවෙයි ඒවා වඩාත් වැදගත් වගකීම්.
These positions you hold are not rewards. They are important responsibilities. The people of this nation provided the public mandate with many expectations. When making these appointments, we weren't able to provide positions based purely on the support they extended during elections or the number of votes they managed to secure for us, respecting the limits of the constitution. Actually, even though I prefer to reduce the amount of state ministers and ministers, when we take a look at our manifesto, there is a large number of responsibilities to be undertaken. That is why I decided to make no changes to the amount of ministers and state ministers.
වගකීම් රාශියක් තිබෙනවා. ඒ හින්දා තමයි මම ඒ සම්පූර්ණ රාජ්‍ය සහ උපමැතිවරුන්ගේ සංඛ්‍යාව ඒ ආකාරයෙන්ම තබා ගන්නට තීරණය කරේ.
A group of UNP parliamentarians met at the party headquarters this morning. The meeting was chaired by party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe.
According to our correspondent, a group of MPs including Palita Thevarapirma, Ajit Manapirma, Vadivel Suresh, Ashumara Singh, Akila Viraj Karyavasam, Kavinda Jayawardena and Navin Disanayaka were present at the meeting. Meanwhile, MP Tilak Marapana has attended the meeting but has left the premises early.
In other local news, indictments were filed at the Permanent High Court trial at Bar against 9 Sri Lanka Army intelligence officers, including the commanding officer of the Giritale Army Camp, Lieutenant Colonel Shami Kumararatne. They are charged under 17 separate indictments for the abduction of journalist Prageet Eknaligoda with the intention of secretly and unlawfully detaining him and his assassination.
The case is called up in the presence of Justices Sampath Abekon, Sampath Vijayaratne and Gihan Kulatunga of the Colombo Permanent High Court trial at Bar. The indictments were filed against the 9 accused for conspiring with those unknown to the prosecution between the 24th and 27th of January 2010 in Giritale, Koswatta and Battaramulla and carrying out the abduction of Prageet Eknaligoda. The other accused are RMDK Rajapaksa alias Nathan, Vadugedara Vini Priyantha Dilanjan Upasena alias Suresh, Ravindra Rupasena alias Ranji, Chaminda Kumar Aberatna, Danushka Gunaratna, Ayyasami Balasubramaniam, Taranga Prasad Gamage and TER Pires. After the indictments were handed over, the Permanent High Court trial at Bar ordered for them to be released on bail given earlier by the Magistrates Court. An overseas travel ban was imposed on the accused and they were ordered to hand over their passports to court. The matter will be called up again on the 18th of...
Taking a look back at your local news, the Punchiyattatu song produced for the child labour worldwide was unveiled yesterday.
The event to unveil the song was organized by the Organization of Musicians Against Child Labour. The event was also attended by officials at the Ministry of Labour, International Labour Organizations and several others. In Sri Lanka, 1% is child labour. I believe we should make it zero. That is where we should head towards. The reason for us to release this song is to create awareness about child labour in Sri Lanka as well as worldwide. We have used this opportunity to unveil the need for everyone to play a role in eradicating child labour.
From that, we conclude lunchtime news on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Martin Satyanesan. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon.